this is a review for the Edgenuity lesson, the unit circle. So first I'm going to talk about reference angles. So basically what a reference angle is if you draw your angle, how far does it take you to get back to the x-axis? So what I mean by that is if I draw an angle, so this will be my initial side, the x-axis, and so I'm going to open up positive, I'm going to open up, and let's just make something up here. Let's go with 150 degrees, let's say. So to connect this terminal side to get back to the x-axis here and make like a little right triangle here, we have to figure out what is this measure here. So if we went 150 and we want to get it down to 180, the reference angle here would be 30 degrees. Okay, so now let's do another one. Let's say we went I went 225 degrees there. Now remember, we want to figure out what it takes to get back to the x-axis. So if I went past the x-axis to 225, I have to go backwards 45. Now reference angles are never negative though. We're just figuring out what this measure is here between the x-axis and our angle. So if we want from 180 to 225, that's 45 degrees would be our reference angle there. Let's do one more. Actually, let's do two more. If you're in the first quadrant here, so let's say I had a 60-degree angle. To get back to the x-axis, we would just do that 60 degrees right there, because we know we went up 60. Just come back to the x-axis, that would be a 60 degrees as well. Let's say we did let's say that this is 300 degrees. So we're at 300 degrees, we need to get back to the x-axis. So over here in this quadrant, if we're at 300 degrees, remember this is 0, but it also is the same as coterminal with 360 degrees. So if we're at 300 and we want to complete that circle to get to 360, we would have to go 60 more degrees to get back to the x-axis. So when they're talking about ordered pairs and points on the unit circle, if you have the ordered pair xy on the unit circle, cosine goes with the x coordinate and sine goes with the y coordinate. And then if you want to figure out what tangent is for that spot, you do the y coordinate divided by the x. Okay, so it's kind of like alphabetical order. C comes before S in the alphabet, X comes before Y in the alphabet. So that's how you match them up. So they do a lot where they talk about where you're on one of the axes. So like for example, remember the unit circle, the radius is just 1. So if I went out here, one spot to the right, what's that ordered pair if you're just one spot to the right? 1, 0. So remember, sine goes with my y coordinate, cosine goes with my x coordinate, and tangent is y over x, so 0 over 1, which is 0. So that means sine of 0 degrees is 0, cosine of 0 degrees is 1, and tangent of 0 degrees is 0. So then up here, on the positive part of the y-axis, we're going to look at sine of 90 degrees, cosine of 90 degrees, and tangent of 90 degrees. So for that, we would just go up one spot. What would be that ordered pair on a graph if you just went up 1? Be 0, 1. So sine goes with the y coordinate, cosine goes with the x coordinate, tangent is y over x. Okay, so we end up with 1 divided by 0. You can't do that. So tangent of 90 degrees is actually undefined. And you can always check these out in your calculator too. So like if I go sine of 90, it gives me 1, which is what we got. Cosine of 90, 0. Tangent of 90, domain error, can't do it. Okay, so now let's figure out for 180 degrees what our trig functions are. So if I went to the left one spot, this ordered pair would be -1, 0. Sine goes with the y coordinate, cosine goes with the x coordinate, tangent is y over x, which is 0. So 0 cosine of 180 is -1. So when you're over here on the left, it's negative. On the last one, 270 degrees, that's the negative part of the y-axis. If I go down one spot, that ordered pair is 0, because I didn't go left or right any, but I went down 1. Sine goes with the y-coordinate. Cosine goes with the x-coordinate. Tangent is y over x. When you divide by 0, that is undefined.